cultural implications. So if you could give your full attention to her, 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 full attention to her. How are you today? Great. How's your English? Good. Okay, so thank you for the staff who are in charge, organizing the event. Every month we have 2 times talk, and I wish that you come out and pay attention and participate in the discussion about New York Times, our news, current, and also our society and democracy. So today, as I show here, my topic is about social media. But before I get started, I want to give you a little bit of introduction. So I was originally from Taipei, Taiwan, the capital city of Taiwan. And because many people will look at me and say, are you Korean? Are you from Hong Kong? Are you Thai? And I was from Taiwan. Okay. So I received my Ph.D. at the University of Iowa in 2010. And my background, my specialty was in media studies. And my bachelor's degree was in political science. And when I was in Taiwan, I worked as a social activist, political campaigner, radio host, researcher for several years. Okay, so that's my background and my passion. And later I received a PhD in media studies. So I study identity, critical theories, and also discourse analysis, intercultural communication. So today's presentation is my collaboration with Dr. Douglas Schultz, and he is American, but he's now teaching in Tokyo, Ricoh University, a prestigious university in Japan. So first of all, I have a question for all of you. So how many of you own multiple social media accounts? Okay, thank you, very good. How many of you tried to boost your numbers? Either fans or followers or views, any kind? Okay, really, no one? Okay, just a few? Okay, so maybe because you want to grow them organically, right? Or you are not working for a business or organization, so just leave it. But for a lot of people, it's very important for them to have a high number. So for people who raise your hand, may I ask you how you boost your numbers? Anyone?
Try to make it relevant.
Okay, make the content relevant. Okay, very good. And then Libby?
We try to post concepts that are cutting edge, that appeal to the community that likes our Facebook page to work.
Okay, so you cater to the user's needs, cutting edge information, right? Okay, very good.
Interact with those that are already producing the media at a larger extent, so finding the followers or finding people that are big leagues in the field and then following them and interacting with them.
Okay, okay, very good. So you follow the opinion leaders, interact with them to grow your numbers. Very, very good. So thank you for your feedback. But there is a growing concern in the recent years. So according to the article found in New York Times in 2014 and also in 2013, there are more and more industry or companies. They are selling likes, views, and followers. They package them and they sell them. And that's a growing business. Millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars are in this industry. And that's why I want to talk about it. Another article written by the journalist at Associated Press in 2014. Now, according to that article, Italian security researchers and bloggers, both of them estimated in 2013 that sales of fake Twitter followers have potential to bring in $40 million to $360 million. So, but this phenomenon is not just in the United States or in Italy. Let's look at China. In China, they are facing the same problem. In China, does anyone know if they use Facebook or Twitter, or do they have their own brand? Yes, they do. And interestingly, Chinese people, they prefer the micro communication media platforms, such as their Twitter equivalent, Weibo, and also WeChat,
That's an instant messaging service. They are most popular. Millions, hundreds of millions of people using it every month. However, because many people are buying fans online, and they can be produced by software, they are bots, okay? B-O-T, they are bots. And they don't exist really in reality, but they look so real online. So Chinese people, they develop this distrust and user savvy, they are fake. So they call this zombie-like fans or 僵尸粉. Okay. So we have a student from China. Thank you for being here. So I did a little research, and then I dig out this menu, and you can look at it. So if you want to buy followers for their Twitter equivalent, Weibo, you can buy zombie-like fans for 1,000 of them for about less than $1. It doesn't stop there. The sellers are so sophisticated. They have another category, regular fans. They are not zombies. They kind of interact. They look more real. And 500 for about $1.77. And there's more. So they are premium real person fans. So 100 fans for about 64 cents US dollars. And you can buy 10,000 fans for about $40.
Whoa.
And they do a little more. Okay, so they call them premium real person fans. And they have superior active fans. 100 of them for about 80 cents, or you can buy 10,000 for $51. Pretty affordable, right? Please.
Is this a per month? They pay $40 per month? for
Just
10,000?
one time.
One time offer?
One time, yeah. So, and they even have the regional fans. So they live in your region. So if they support, they follow you, they look relevant. Because China is a big country, so they sell regional fans. Did you notice a hierarchy here? Okay. So the first one is the cheapest, right? They are like that, but. So I call it the business of fake followers. Okay. So they are experts of selling fake followers. So this menu indicates a hierarchy in the faking business. So the more lively and relevant the accounts appear to be, the more expensive they become. And also in contrast to the zombies, okay, these active fake followers are called living fans. So for me, it was disturbing because we know it's fake, but we label them, we sell them, and the people are buying them.
Yeah, I
Yes.
have a question to ask
Please.
you. When I go to this Facebook, it says viewers 2,000,600. It could be fake one a month.
Uh,
Viewers or could be fake.
Can
too.
be. And at the end of the presentation, I will show you a website where you can find out how many of them are fake.
Thank you.
Yeah, but that's a great question. So the Chinese government, they are trying to crack down this kind of behavior because it intervenes the transactions, business transactions, and also for researchers, it's hard to detect. Okay, so how much is real? How real is it for the data? The quality of data is compromised because of zombie-like fans or 僵尸粉 in China. So now the Chinese government is trying to impose the regulation. So now people have to provide their real identity to create a new account. So people cannot just create a lot of fake account email linked to their fake emails to create zombie-like accounts. But the sellers are even more savvier. They are savvier because they are prepared. They already bought the real identity from their uncles and aunties and neighbors and cousins, okay, who do not use social media. So they already purchased those real people's identity to create real quote-unquote accounts. So now let's look at, yes, please.
Where would I go to sell myself? How much can I get?
Probably not much. I would say sell yourself. Oh my God, I can't believe they are recording me saying that. But probably be your own agent And I open that as a question for everybody. So why is it
It's not enough
best?
to be worth my while, though. Well,
So if you do that for other people, you probably get 50 cents. Yeah, it's not worthwhile. So keep your identity and do your own business. Now let's look at the United States. In the United States, luckily, fortunately, we have Federal Trade Commission to provide us guidelines. So what is ethical, what's illegal, we have some guidelines. So several state attorney generals are cracking down on fake endorsement or reviews, and they have not rating on clicks, not yet. So in a lot of countries, they have so-called click farms. So people, cheap labor. For example, I hire this group of people. All you do every day is to create new email accounts. And when I'm a manager, I receive the assignment, and I say, hey, I need this company to have 5,000 new clicks, likes, fans, whatever, by tomorrow evening. Do it. Then what do? Create a lot of fake accounts, right? Then go back to that company's website, click, click, click. And how much do you get? Probably $1 a day. Cheap labor. I get a lot more. Okay. So those people are called, that kind of business are called click farms. And they are everywhere. They are everywhere. And then we will show you some examples. Also, websites like this are, again, prevalent. You can find them everywhere. Ubiquitous. So for example, this is a real website. If you have a phone, have a computer, check it out. WeSellLikes.com. It's that blunt. Okay. WeSellTwitterFollowers.com. BuyFollowers.com. Okay. So it says, it's very tiny, so I'll read it. Welcome to WeSellLikes.com, your #1 social media marketplace to buy Facebook likes and to buy Facebook fans. It's just like that. I know some of you feel a little disturbed, but my purpose is that the societies now legitimize this kind of discourse. They make it so normal, acceptable. And this is their menu. For $29, $29.99. Always read the fine print. Okay, $29.99. You can buy 1,000 worldwide Facebook likes. For $199.99, you can buy 25,000 worldwide Facebook likes. That's pretty amazing, right? So our U.S. State Department, I know at this point, most of you will be thinking that, yes, they are doing something to correct it. No, think about it. They don't deal with these kind of issues. They joined it. Okay, so in 2013, according to the Associated Press, that article, in 2013, the State Department, which has more than 400,000 likes, was recently most popular in Cairo, said it will stop buying Facebook fans after its Inspector General criticized the agency for spending $630,000 to boost the numbers. And I read the original inspector's report. So the office mentioned that they were using advertising to attract fans. But according to the Associated Press report, you will see that really our State Department was recently most popular in Cairo. Okay. Also, in one case, its fans, the total fans rose from about 10,000 likes to more than 2.5 million. Just like that. So what do you think? It smells fishy to me. Okay. So my colleague and I, Dr. Schultz and I, we discussed this. Also, we discussed it with our students. So one idea came up. We call it social network doping. You might feel like, why? So I want to show a clip about Lance Armstrong. Does anyone know who he is? Lance Armstrong, could you help me? Who is he? Lance Armstrong. The cyclist, right? And he overcame cancer and won a lot of world championships, am I right? He was more famous, a lot of people's idols. A few years ago, he was found guilty for doping. So what he said during the interview was that he didn't think he was cheating. With Oprah. Oprah said, "Do you think you were cheating?" He says, "No." And we will watch it and we'll look at it.
Were about doping to win. But did he really tell the truth, the whole truth? ABC's Neil Karlinski, who has covered Lance Armstrong for years, is here with the incredibly dramatic details. Neil, good morning.
Elizabeth, good morning. It was surreal to watch. You have to understand, this is a man who has fought with everything he could to maintain this lie through vicious attacks, threats, and lawsuits. But last night, Lance Armstrong came clean, almost as if he just decided to flip a switch from somewhere deep inside.
I'd like you to walk me through it. Were there, pill deliveries and blood in secret refrigerators? Was there, how did it work?
Oh, we need a long time.
Calling himself an arrogant bully, Lance Armstrong had no good answer to explain away one of the biggest lies in all of sport.
I'll start my answer by saying that this is too late. I view this situation as one big lie that I repeated a lot of times.
The man who won the Tour de France 7 times only to have his title stripped away admitted to using a slew of performance-enhancing drugs in such a matter-of-fact way, you'd never guess he'd done everything in his power to protect this very secret.
Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
Did you ever blood dope or use blood transfusions to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
He seemed to blame the momentum of his own story, surviving cancer, then making a comeback, for getting carried away.
You overcome the disease, you win the Tour de France 7 times, you have a happy marriage, you have children. I mean, it's just this mythic, perfect story.
Yes.
And it wasn't true.
Was it a big deal to you? Did it feel wrong?
At the time?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It did not even feel wrong?
No. It's scary.
Did you feel bad about it?
No. Even scarier.
Did you feel in any way that you were cheating?
No. The scariest.
But he...
Okay. So, according to him, that was the scariest. He didn't feel that that was wrong. And so the reason why we make the parallel between the buying online likes, the metrics, and the doping is that people argue that, yeah, we get an advantage by doping, but it's not wrong, it's not cheating, because everybody is doing it. And that's what we saw in the social media, in the discussion about buying metrics for the social media. You know, you don't have so many fans, and why do you do it? Because everybody's doing it. There's a saying in China that you cannot hang out in social media without buying fans. It's created by the industry. Similar ideas can be found, the discourses can be found in the United States or worldwide. So some sellers even say that on their website, everybody is doing it, why not you? So we made the comparison, we phrase it as social network doping. So according to Bell and Whaley, in their 2009 book, they mentioned that the need to cheat arises out of the nature of power. And this quote was actually found in another book. Okay, it's called Cheating, Gaining Advantage in Video Games by Mia Consalvo. Was anybody here for her presentation earlier this year? Yeah, so she was presenting about video games and cheating. So it gives us a little idea about why people do it. Because you gain power, you gain an advantage to get ahead. And that's important to a lot of business owners, and sometimes individuals, just for a sense of self-esteem or advantage. So in philosophy, we talk about two general perspectives on ethics. The first one is teleology. So it focuses on the outcomes of actions as the basis of moral reasoning. So if the outcome is good, I will just do it. So it's the ends justify the means. The other one is the deontology. That's a system of rights, obligation, and duties. This approach is dependent upon certain obligations between actors. So if it's wrong, I will not do it. So what do you think? What's your tendency, your choice in your ethics? I talk to my friends who are small business owners. They have very busy life. They have to get ahead and worry about their competitors every day. And they told me, definitely buy likes. I don't have time to grow that 500 likes. I'm losing thousands of dollars every day. I will just boost it and see how it goes. But for some people, they say, no, it's not real. I don't like it. I'm just not gonna do it.
What advantage do they actually get out of buying likes? I mean, those people aren't necessarily then becoming patrons of the business.
That's an excellent question. And some people, they buy likes. Also, if you visit that New York Times article, there is a comment from a user, and he bought likes and the followers. So he said what it does is to boost his credibility and attract the opinion leaders. So he has the opportunity to have the real likes and the followers who are real opinion leaders. So after the website, maybe Twitter and Facebook, they wipe out those fake accounts. They notice, oh my gosh, those are the fake accounts. They wipe them out. Those real opinion leaders stay. So you get to attract them to follow you. So to a degree, yes, it works. But for public relations professionals or advertising professionals, they don't do it.
So the motive is all rooted in the fact that when people see a website and they see a lot of likes, they automatically, oh, this must be good. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So that's the psychology we have today, right? So say if you go to a restaurant, maybe a new restaurant in town, the first thing I would do is to go to their Facebook website or their official website and see how many people visited or how many people like them. If it's 3, I would say, let's wait a little bit. If you see 1,900 likes, I would say, let's go now. Is that right? Is that true for you too? For you too? Okay, so that's why people buy it. People do not want to wait. Time is money. I do not have the time to grow my base organically. Please.
So you were saying that in China, it's pretty well known that this happens?
Yes.
So don't those likes lose their value if people think they're fake?
That's a dilemma. That's an excellent question. My graduate student from China told me that they are in this dilemma. They know they are fake, and they don't like the phenomenon, but they have to participate. Yeah. Otherwise, they look ridiculous. Okay, please, Alexis.
Most people want, I think most people want their have a lot of fans on Instagram or Facebook because if you have a lot of fans and that some company or they will fund you and said please put yourself and the project on your paper, then we will be collect $1,000. It's actually to make money, and you not need to have hard work. You just put your picture on the paper.
Okay, very good. So if you have a lot of followers, the advertisers will come to you. They will say, could you carry our product on your page? And could you place our little tiny pop-up ads on your video? Okay, things like that. And then we will show you an example pretty soon. But that's why people do it. If they have a lot of followers, if they grow a lot of followers, it's all about profit. Okay, social credibility, social capital, and it can turn into real capital. So the challenges and opportunities to the current existing theories is that we need to rethink ethos, credibility in persuasion. And also, social capital. When we talk about social capital, sometimes there are numbers now, just numbers, and sometimes they are fake. And also the issue of social trust and the ethics. What about ethics? When everybody's doing it, and if you don't do it, you are losing your edge. So my question for you, what do you think? If you own a business and you are in charge of the growth of your company, would you do it? If I come to you and say $50, come on, $50, and next day you have over 5,000 likes. Chad, please.
Well, the easy answer now is to say no. You know, oh, I wouldn't do it. But until you have that, your
Pressure.
own business, your pressure of making payroll or you're losing your business and again, stuff like that, then all of a sudden, $50 to buy 1,000 likes isn't much.
Yeah. It's very good. Yeah, I want you to think dialectically, not just jump into like, I would never do it, but think about why people do it. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I think it's good for us to realize, like, businesses that are doing that. So I think it's good to, like, make sure that even if it does have 3 likes, like, let's be that one person that goes to create that like.
Yes.
To create that authentic like, as well as, like, when you are in a business, deciding whether you're going to be authentic about it or not, even if it is against the norm. Because people will notice your authenticity with your business, and that will create, like, more valuable likes.
Yes, yes, and that's exactly what the experts say. Yeah, just take your time, grow your authentic followers and the fans, and they will help you in the long run. Yes.
It depends on how sustainable you want your business to be, because you can get immediate satisfaction for your business by doing social doping, but once social doping hits the media and people grab hold of that, then all of these businesses are going to be uncovered, and you don't want to grow your business to be this multi-million-dollar company and then be like, okay, well, the only reason you were successful is because you did social doping.
Yes.
So it just depends on how sustainable you want to be for how long.
Very good point. Yeah, how sustainable you want to become. And also, once people find out you lied about your followers and likes and fans, a lot of people just say, what else are you lying about? Right? So your credibility might be damaged immediately. And recently, this topic is also relevant to online reviews. So how many of you use online reviews before you buy or use any services or products? Okay, I do too. It's so important to me. So when I saw this, I was so pissed. How am I gonna buy anything on Amazon anymore? Okay, actually I was also happy because Amazon was cracking down again. Over 1,000 reviewers because they posted low rating of reviews and they didn't even buy that product. Okay, so they were paid for $5 each review to post damaging reviews about the competitors. They were hired by some companies to damage the reputation of their competitors. So they cracked down about over 1,000 people and they are gonna sue them.
Is it also feasible, and I may be giving a young entrepreneur an idea here, but is it also feasible to sell dislikes to your competitors?
Yeah.
Facebook pages?
Do we have dislikes for Facebook?
Oh, you don't have dislikes.
No, but there's a dating website. There's a new dating website. You can show, people can show how many people hate you or how many people really like you. So that's a new idea. You are right. Yeah, and that's a big topic now. So people will post a dislike. Don't go out with that person. That person is a horrible, worst date ever. Something like that. So that's a new idea, dislike. So did I answer your question? Yeah. So no dislike so far for Facebook, but Amazon is also working on this. So am I moving too fast? Did I answer all your questions? Any comments, feedback? Okay, so the next issue is cultural implications. So what does that say about our culture? Like I said, I worry about the change, the subtle change in our social discourse. Okay, we are justifying cheating or buying friends, influence, and we make it sound so good. There's nothing wrong about it. But actually, I think most of us feel like, yeah, there is something wrong. Okay, when we were young, we never lie about our friends, right? We never go home and tell our parents or our grandparents that I've got 5,000 friends. How cool am I? Now, we don't lie about it because people don't care about it and people know you're lying and you don't do it. But now we are grown-ups. It becomes a fad. Do it. Everybody's doing it. It's attempting. So yesterday when I went home, my husband showed me, he paused the television and said, watch this. Okay, so this is so relevant. This is a social media star in Australia. And he has something to say about being a social media star.
Now we're just on social media. But one huge teen star on social media says what a lot of kids are seeing on it is all a lie. As our Joe Fryer explains, she says it's time to come back to reality.
I have an insight into a
Hsin-Yen O'Neill, a social media star, has gone from selfies to self-reflection.
And I'm quitting social media to tell anyone and everyone who's still watching. I was miserable.
At 18 years old, O'Neill had no shortage of followers. More than 500,000 on Instagram, 200,000 on YouTube and Tumblr, 60,000 on Snapchat. Social media was her career in Australia.
You'd think getting 100,000 followers on Instagram would be amazing. Yeah, it was for the day. But then you want 200,000.
O'Neill's Instagram profile is now titled, "Social Media is Not Real Life." She deleted 2,000 photos, and for those that remain, she edited the captions. This picture now reads, "Not real life. Took over 100 in similar poses trying to make my stomach look good. Would have hardly eaten that day."
I've let myself be defined by something that is so not real.
O'Neill's statement comes as the group Common Sense releases a new study about teens and technology. It finds girls on average spend an hour and 32 minutes a day on social media. 30% of teens who use social networking sites say their parents know little about what they do. Experts are worried about the lack of personal connection.
There's nothing better than face-to-face communication for understanding emotions and empathy and really being able to communicate with people.
As for O'Neill, she's now gaining attention for not wanting attention, dumping her money-making social media sites, yet starting a new website to discuss the issue. She encourages teens to unplug more often.
Go out to a cafe, to a beach, to a park. Just go walk your dog or do something and meet someone else that's doing the same.
A life that can be social without media. Joe Fryer, NBC News, Los Angeles.
I think as a teenager, he was pretty courageous. What do you think about his comment, suggestion? Are we spending too much time on social media?
She has created it, and she is 80.
Sorry?
She has created the whole deal. Now she feels sorry about it.
Yes, and
And the point is, when she was a teenager, the problem was not her problem, the problem, still I say that again and again in all my classes, parents are responsible. This lady hasn't been taught by good parents. This lady did whatever she wanted to do without her parents. It wouldn't have come to this point that she comes to this, it seems, with empty stomach. That's the problem, and I think all these things happen in this kind of media because of our parents.
I think it's an important thing to think about parenting, but also we need to think about that. How many of us, when we were teenagers, we really listened to our parents? Or they really know everything we were doing? Okay, I didn't really listen to my parents when I was a teenager, and they didn't know everything I was doing back then. So it's a difficult. But one thing positive I saw from this clip is that she didn't just cry in front of the camera and say, "Oh, I quit." No, she started something different. Okay, to empower the young people to have a real life outside of social media. So that's also, so this clip I think is relevant because Yes, it indicates a social trend in our society that we are living in the digital and forgetting face-to-face, the real people interactions. Now, how do I go back to the slides? Okay. So this is her recent post. She started to say, this is not real me. It's beautiful, but this image is contrived beauty, not real. So people appreciated her honesty. So as a proud member of the Institute for New Media Studies, I also want to talk a little bit about new media philosophy. So remember, when we talk about new media, nothing is really new when we talk about human needs. So new media do not take us into uncharted waters, but rather confront us with the deepest and oldest questions of society and the ecology. How to manage the relations people have with themselves, others, and the natural world. It's the book description of a wonderful book written by John Peters, The Marvelous Cloud. I highly recommend it. It's towards the philosophy of elemental media. So if you are interested in how to interpret the relationship between the media and the people, history, philosophy, read this book. Another issue my colleague and I want to raise in our research is about social trust. According to the famous prominent sociologist Anthony Giddens, he has argued that trust is the foundation of the institutions of modern society. So what does that mean? Without trust, we can't function today. For example, how do you know if you are traveling, you are flying out of town, how do you know if that plane will be there? When you get to the gate. Even scarier, the other day when I was having my flu shot, because I was thinking about my research, I'm such a nerd, I got scared. How do I know you are injecting dead virus, not live virus? How do I know it's not, something else? Okay. But we trust our doctors, the nurses, the caregivers. So when we go to the hospital, especially if you have allergy shots like I did, every week you trust. That's a lot of trust over there. Okay. Also, if you talk to your grandparents, they might tell you that they grew up in a pre-credit card era. So when they see you go to Walmart, any restaurant, you swipe your credit card and people let you go, they will be like, how did that work? Okay. Trust. Okay. When you go to the bank, you give people your cash. The banker your cash and say, please deposit the money into my account. How do you know the money will be there tomorrow? Trust. Okay. So it makes a lot of sense. Trust is the foundation of the institutions of modern society. So finally, I know you are like, ooh, I can go to my class now. So finally, I want to bring this to your attention. I'm not anti-social media. I study social media, I study the users. What I'm trying to bring up today is the relationship between democracy, society, and our use of social media. So we heard a lot about Twitter revolution in the Middle East, right? So a lot of people were empowered, they were able to connect and have a revolution, have election, have the change in the society. It's exciting. But also, depending on how we use it, it can be problematic and then maybe a disaster, okay, depending on how you use it. So here, to answer Miran's question, there's a very interesting website called Status People. It's located in London. And they have fake follower check. And then you will see that a lot of people, you can enter your information here and they will tell you how many fake followers you happen to have. Okay, that doesn't mean that you buy followers, but just some fake followers are following you for their own purposes. And when you are political figure, it becomes problematic. Okay, so the president of the United States has 7% fake followers. Justin Bieber, every time Twitter wipe out the fake account, he lost millions. No, and then he was saying like, so unfair, because they probably didn't buy them. Just those fake accounts, they have to do something, so they follow the celebrities. Also, Lady Gaga, she has 52 million followers, and 3% are fake. And every time we are talking about 3%, do the math, we are talking about millions. Am I right? Okay. So this is an interesting website. So the auditors, that's another industry. After we have so many fake accounts, those auditors are coming out to find out who has the most fake followers or likes. And a few months ago, I think one of these websites, I think it was TwitterAudit.com, if I remember correctly, they found out that Hillary Clinton has a lot of fake followers. Although she probably didn't buy it, like as I explained, it hurt her. Okay, immediately the reporters, journalists, they went on the internet and television, they said, if she cannot have authentic fans, can she manage the country? Something like that. And then you see that everywhere. So it does damage your reputation if people find out, even if you didn't do it. Okay. So again, I want to encourage you to think not just black or white, but I want you to think dialectically. When you think about black, think about white. Then think about gray, and just keep thinking. Okay. As a communication scholar, I encourage my purpose for the entire speech and probably my career is to keep the conversation going. So we can learn more from each other and find a better solution for our tomorrow.
It's just an idea bigger than likes and business and everything is friends. You know, you spread, kind of like a pyramid. And for me, you know, I had my whole deal getting hurt in the media. I had to change everything. I deleted so many pictures because, you know, I was in the public eye. Even today, you talk about fake accounts and whatnot, I get probably 20 or 30 of them a month. I get friend requests like crazy, and I have to look into everybody's account just to make sure it's not somebody trying to trash me or something.
Yeah. Chase, do you mind if I share a little bit of your story? Yeah, Chase was injured a few years ago, and he had a remarkable recovery. People call it a miracle. But then he started to have a lot of followers, right? So that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I got like 2,000 friends in less than a year.
Yeah, 2,000 friends in less than a year. And I think some of them really offer you a lot of support, am I right? Yeah, a lot of connection, support, and opportunities.
Some of them will hurt you too, though.
Yes.
Just being friends with whoever it is, and when you got to worry about the media and whatnot, a lot of everybody, you know, when we get out of here, it's going to be employers checking your Facebook. And, you know, I've learned that earlier. I had one magazine kind of take stuff off of my Facebook and talk about that. And that was a wake-up call. It's like, well, they can dig that up.
Yeah. So check your privacy setting. If you don't want everybody to see your post, just raise your level of privacy. So only your friends and maybe your friends' friends can see your postings. Okay. And also think before you post. The employers do check your Facebook. I was on the search committee many times. We check their social media every single time. And if there are some compromising pictures, you know, and we are hiring faculty who will be taking care of our students, do you think we would hire a new faculty who has a drunk picture in which he or she is drunk every day, we will probably think about it, right? And we will reprioritize some pictures. Yeah. So yes, do check your posting, your language, your image, and also really if you are going out for professional life, live a professional life. Okay, be reliable, accountable.
I was just, do you have any opinion on the employers that go and want to check your Facebook? What is the impression when they don't find any social media at all for a candidate? Is the impression, oh well, does it not affect it, or is a suspicion that, well, this person has something to hide, or maybe they're not in social media for some bad reason? Or is that kind of rare that you find someone with no social media sites?
We need to do some research on that. So I don't have an answer for that. But when I was serving on the search committee, if we don't see anything on the social media, we just have a Skype interview or invite that person to campus, face to face.
You don't make any assumptions at all when you say, oh, no social media. You don't say, what's wrong with this person? Or assume that they're maybe a loner or wouldn't be able to fit into the company culture that well if everybody else is into social media?
Yeah, maybe because I'm in academia. But if you are in the public relations, advertising field, yeah, I think that will raise a red flag. That's weird, right? You are gonna manage social media and you don't have a social media account, or maybe your level is so high, nobody can see it other than your friends. But I will refrain from maybe stereotyping, or I will find out. I will try to find out. Yeah. Because we don't know. Maybe that person was being stalked before.
Yeah. I don't think if you're looking for a professional position for a university or for a bank, age-wise, you can say, you can find me on Facebook. I can be found on Facebook. I don't think this is a nice thing to do. I don't know. What do you think?
Could you repeat the last part?
The people say, I can be found in Facebook account, Twitter account. They choose it in a way that people can get in touch with them. Would it be a suitable thing to be done, for example, a president of a university? I don't think that Dr. Martin had it in his resume that you can find me on Facebook or Twitter. Do you think it's a suitable thing to do when you are professionally hired in different organizations?
Yeah, that's a great question. Again, I think depending on what field you are in. If you are dealing with business communication, marketing, I think you should have a social media presence. But if you are in politics, or maybe in the legal field, probably a little more private, right? Yeah, what do you think? And I know there's a hand here.
Yeah, so you brought up Hillary Clinton, which is a great point of someone possibly doing some sabotage towards you, and regardless of what industry you're in, how would you best combat the fake followers that someone could be buying for you and not even realizing it? How do you know, or how do you find those things out?
That's a great question. I need to look into it. I think those companies, when they sell likes to you, I think they ask for some credentials to access your account. And they'll manage it for a short period of time. So I think they do some checks too. Very good question. Any other thoughts, comments?
To establish credibility online and not just use so many followers.
I think that's a wonderful question. And we actually talked about that at the very beginning, because I think our participants here, they are using ethical, authentic, and organic methods to grow their fans. For example, they use relevant information, cutting-edge technology to share the information so people are wowed, to come to the website to learn. And also for some business, they will share their new products and services, and they say, if you like our page, And if we can accumulate, say, 600 likes within how many hours, this afternoon we'll have 20% off for everything in the bakery. And it worked. Okay, it's a real strategy, and it worked. So the small town, they tweeted each other, and they go to your Facebook, like it, and they accumulated maybe 600 likes within a few hours. So the owner of the bakery said, this afternoon, everything 20% off. The people just went to that wonderful bakery and they bought everything, wipe out. Yeah. So that's an authentic and also honest way to accumulate likes and also engage your audiences. So you can provide some surprises and also maybe some awards, prizes for your audiences without buying them. Okay. And
The airport.
Please.
The airport had it on their Facebook page. Comment, like, share, enter to win a pair of tickets to Denver for free.
Wow.
And so, like,
Where is it? Where's my phone?
It had exploded. Like, I noticed that I have like 400 friends, and I noticed that the amount of friends of mine that had liked that comment had grown immensely. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah, holy cow. Does anyone remember that last week? Our department, they had a post competition, attracted 5 million visitors to our website.
Graphic design.
Yeah, and holy cow, that was, right? So if you post something interesting, relevant, exciting, then you will attract real fans who will contribute to your cause, your service, and product sales. So,
I always find it funny that, like, there's sometimes I'll be scrolling down my news feed or something, and I'll come across something that says, like, hit like, share, and comment food, and 1 equals, like, 5 amens, and comment equals 10, and share equals 15. I've come to realize that that's just, like, companies trying to, you know, broadcast themselves, you know, out to the public. It's like it'll be a picture of, like, I don't know, some baby that got hood, or it'll be something horrible. You see this all the time on Facebook. And I don't know, I kind of think that's funny, because I just seen that today, and then I'm sitting here doing my homework, and I hear you talking about how fake people are on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty relevant.
I'm glad the content was relevant. Okay. And any other comments and questions? Okay. Again, one of our major sponsor for this event is the New York Times. I encourage you to sign up. It's a free subscription, and you can read it on your phone, on your computer. Follow the currents and really care about our society. See what's going on. Things like this. It happens every day. Okay, so it will help you with your career, your studies, your personal growth. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Yang. And thank you for everyone that came. Our next Times Talk is on Tuesday. So hopefully you can make it. And thank you again.